Hello, my wonderful wandering wonders out there in Oz and all over. How have you been in 2023? It's only the beginning, an exciting beginning, don't you think, everybody? Well, I hope so, because it's an exciting year for me, because I'm so excited to announce to you guys what happened on the 1st of January. The government thought it was so important, which it is, okay, to reinstate the COVID testing sites. Isn't that wonderful, everybody? So they're back open. They've been back open, and they will be open for 2023, and they were open on the 1st of January. Thank God the government's seen sense, knowing that these sites and getting tested is very important. Okay, so I feel everything that I've done in the tubes leading up to that has helped, because the Australian government now realises how important it is, since everything's opened up, the whole entire world has opened up, and we've opened up to the world, okay, to how important it is to have these sites available for the Australian people and people that are in Oz to be able to get tested, but tested for free. But that's the thing, everybody. See, the thing is, hello government, I don't know, this is a great move. I'm not saying, I congratulate you doing that. That's a wise move, a smart move for Oz, a responsible move for Oz and us as a nation. But the thing is, okay, and I think the government want to rethink this, because, you know, like, we're having trouble with Medicare now, okay, and they realise that there needs to be so much done with Medicare. It's not funny. And a lot of people, it doesn't suit the Australian working class person, the normal Joe, the everyday Joe here in Oz. Because whether you have a concession, okay, you still have to pay some things, but most people that are working can't afford on a Sunday, if they've got to see a doctor on a Sunday because they work from Monday to Saturday, you know, that sort of thing, can't see a doctor because they have to pay $110 gap fee before they see that doctor to be able to get a referral to go. If you need a referral for your RSV virus or your influenza virus, you've got to get a referral from your doctor to take it to these COVID testing sites to get that done. Okay, because they're only testing for Covid-19, which I really think is really, like, dumb, really dumb, because we've moved on from Covid-19. I mean, there's so many variants. I mean, what was there? There was, Covid-19, Alpha, Delta, Beta, you know, the variants now, Omicron, you know, let's take a pick. So we've moved on from there. So what I think the government needs to rethink is, instead of giving it back to the people, you've got the sites open, yes, we're only testing for Covid-19. Hey, hang on, what's been brung into the country, government? Not just Covid-19, the RS virus and the influenza virus and the other variants that are coming in that are in Oz now. So, I mean, rethink what you're doing, because people won't be able to go to the doctor to pay to get referrals for these tests. So, you know, do the Australian people, and duty of care, government, duty of care, Albanese and your government, duty of care to Australia and every single Australian here, that you have it where they don't have to pay for any of those testings for any of those viruses. That they can go straight to the COVID testing sites and get that done. Because, to be quite honest, it's a joke. People have to pay to get those referrals to go back to get a test. They can get tested for free for Covid-19, but we've moved on, haven't we, government? We've really moved on. Don't you think, Oz? I think we've really moved on. And we really need to moving on to fitting in with what's happening in society now and what's being brung in to society, so we can identify, you know, that's a need. So we need to move from COVID-19 testing to putting in where we did have last year for the testings for these viruses, which is important, because nobody can afford to go to the doctor and get referrals, especially if they're working, especially if they've got a family. And this economy this year in 2023 is going to hit hard. And a lot of people won't be able to afford to go to the doctor. And if they do, what do they got to do? They've got to go without, you know, paying a bill, or do they, you know, they need things, scripts filled at the chemist, do they wait for another 2 weeks or something until they get paid to get that script filled? I mean, think about it, government. It's really stupid. Good movement that you've opened them. That's a wonderful move, and I feel that all my tubes saying that, you know, from the 31st December that you were closing them was an irresponsible move, which was. So, yeah, good on you, government, for that. But the thing is, we need to move on. We need to have these other tests back in the COVID testing sites so they're done for free. Because we've moved on from COVID-19. I think everybody's realised that, you know. But anyway, so that's really important. So good on us. As I said, 1st of January they opened. But the thing is, if you need the RSV virus test or influenza test, you're going to have to go to your doctor and get a referral. So at the moment, and I think the government's going to reconsider and say, right, these tests can be done there and nobody has to pay, really, you know. So there you go, Oz. I'm trying my best to get this done, and I feel all my hard efforts in working up and explaining, or, you know, doing my tubes and saying to the government and getting it out there how important it was that we had these sites kept open was really, really important. So I'm really proud. I'm proud of my channel, actually, and proud of me, because I didn't hear anything on the tubes, and, you know, I'm on the tube, and, you know, and I just thought to myself, there's nobody that really cares whether these sites are left open. And they are. They're a big need. So, and that was a big part of me trying to get them to stay open. And the government's seen sense, been wise, and as a responsible step for the nation, to show other nations and other countries that we're responsible, you know, that they've been reopened. So that's a good thing. But as I said, for referrals, you've got to go to your doctor and get referrals for these other viruses is ridiculous. So come on, government, get them back into the COVID testing sites where they're free. Nobody has to pay for these tests, you know. Anyway, everybody, that's all I wanted to put out, okay. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a tickle. I suppose like everybody out there, everybody got a tickle on the throat. But anyway, okay, now you guys, as you know, party time's over and everybody's going to be getting back to work and all that sort of thing, and kids will be going back to school and all that sort of thing, and that's when everything's going to be kicking in, and we're going to have so much fun here in Oz. Oh, wait until all the fun begins. Anyway, but remember, okay, you're a bit silly if you don't start wearing the masks, okay? Wear the masks, okay? The masks are really important. You've got to wear the masks, okay? It's not compulsory. Nobody's going to make it compulsory anymore. But it's a wise move. You're foolish if you don't, in certain circumstances. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, this is hand sanitizer, okay? I make my own out of eucalyptus, tea tree, and one or two other ingredients I put. But I find that useful. But remember, you're disinfecting on your hands when you touch things. Go to the loo, go, you know, on the public transport, case up, whatever. So, mask, sanitizer. As I said, try and get into this. It stops the common cold. Vicks Defense. It's a really good one. I'm not going to go on about it. I have before. Try and get some of that. It's not very dear. So, you know, there are little things that will protect you and make you feel better too, you know. And the 1.5 distance, if you can, that's really important. Try and remember, you know, those sorts of things, because we don't want to find in 2023, and I don't think it will be, but we don't want to find our freedoms being remodified any more than they have from the previous government that decided to remodify our freedoms. And they were remodified. All freedoms were remodified. Remember that, people. Okay, so we don't want to get back into that the way we were in 2020, do we, everybody? No. So, but anyway, so remember that. be mindful of each other, patient, courteous, loving. If anybody, you know, out there in society that, you know, you are experiencing psychological or physical abuse or even substance abuse, as I said, good place to head to is Medicare. They've got lots of services out there for those three things. So, you know, talk to people there. They've got support there and pretty much a good network going too. So they'll be able to help you with services like that. That 1-800-RESPECT, Lifeline, Salvation Army, they're good, you know. And as I said, with all the people that are helping people in situations of coercive control and so forth, thank you very much, because that's another thing that's close to me and my heart, and trying to get something done here on my channel and talk about is support services for women, all women that live here in Oz, and all people that are, you know, in danger of coercive control, psychological abuse, and then it's physical abuse, and most of the time people end up not coping and going to substance abuse. So, you know, please, you know, there are services out here and so forth that do want to help you. So please reach out to somebody, and there's always a voice to hear, somebody that will help you. All you need to do is help yourself. That's where it starts. Remember that. Okay, so anybody in coercive control, it starts with you. It starts with you thinking, I want to get up and leave this situation. I want to get out of this place. How do I get out of this place? You've got to have a plan. So plan it, you know. But anyway, everybody over the other side of the world, and I want to say to China, I'm very sorry for your suffering and your loss of people and your family and relatives and what's happening over there, because it's what I see is it's really shameful and sad and full of misery, no happiness there. So I do feel for the Chinese people. So my blessings go out to the Chinese people that are suffering in their country, because they are beautiful people. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, and to the other countries that are experiencing now full-on effect of these viruses and so forth, my thoughts, my blessings go out to you, my love. That's all I can say. If I had a magic wand, I'd make everything better, but I don't. So, anyway, that's all I can say at the moment. What else? There's nothing else I really can say apart from what's going on here in Oz. As far as, you know, with this now, the COVID testing site's been open since the 1st of January. We are great. We are good here in Oz. Thank God that's happened. And like I said on my last tube, I was really riled to think that the government, you know, is doing this, and their COVID sites weren't open then. So I feel like my last tube pushed the government over the edge to realise, you know, in reality, real life, they needed to be open. As I said, make sure they're open before the end of January. Huh, wacko, they're open, everybody. So there you go. But that's all I've got to say. I wind up here. You know, as I said, with everybody over the world, you're doing it tough and that sort of thing. As I said, my love, my thoughts go out to you, my blessings. People in coercive control, make a plan, get up, do something, leave that situation. There's always somebody out there that will listen to you and will help you. The police will help you. They've got a lot of work, as I said, but they will help you. And there are special teams out in the police now that do reach out to victims. And I've spoken to one person that is still a victim that's decided that she doesn't want any help or people. She don't want, excuse me, she doesn't want any help of the police or anybody. She wants to handle it herself, and she's got a substance abuse. To that young lady, I feel sorry for you, because you're not going to escape. You haven't escaped and you never will. So that's a lesson to be learnt by people, you know, that it's very important. You want help, you want to get out of the situation when you've got to get up and do something. People can't do it for you, but there are police out there trying to help people. And most of the time, when they get a substance abuse, it becomes a very hopeless situation where not that they don't want to escape, they can't escape because they're scared of what will happen when you take that false reality away from them. And a lot of people can't cope with that. And I think there's a lot of parents out there that are victims of people they've lost, or they've got their, you know, loved ones in situations now that is coercive control, but they can see them hopelessly getting controlled by substance abuse. If it's not alcohol, it's drugs or pills or whatever. And I really feel for that, because the government needs to realise and recognise that that's a big problem. That's why a lot of coercive control stays in society, because people are controlled by substance abuse in the end. Okay, and it's not that they don't want to escape, they can't escape because they're scared of what will happen. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, look after yourself. I've got a cough. The coughs are about, a lot of people coughing. So do beware, do be mindful, look after yourself. And I will say my 4 codes are respect, dignity, honour and integrity. They'll serve you well. It's faith too. Of course, that will serve you well. But until next time, everybody, as I said, mask up, sanitise, 1.5 distance, fix defence, be wise. And as I said, you need your testing, the RSV virus or influenza, you have to see your doctor. But I'm sure the government, you have to realise that Australian people can't afford this. They can't afford it. You know, with everything that's going to go on in 2023, they can't afford that, government. So please, can you do yourself a big favour for next time people think, oh, who are we going to vote for? Well, for the government that looks after the Australian people, of course. And one way to do that is to realise that people can't and don't have pockets full of cash like some people, okay, to go and get these referrals, or have to pay to the doctor to go and get these referrals when they should be free. Free testing for that, or free referrals. One or the other. But anyway, Oz, look after yourself until next time. I'm always thinking of you, and thank you. I've had a few comments with people reaching out on a few topics on my tubes, and all I can say is to the people that have reached out in comments and so forth, yeah, these would only be for the people that have commented, and you guys would know who you are. But the thing is, with society now, with everything going on, that we've got to realise that if we don't speak up as a nation and unite, then we're going to be controlled, okay? And we don't want that. And I think by uniting with people in disasters and you know, organisations forming out of people like Blaze Aids. They're an organisation, voluntary, led by a bunch of guys that go out to rural areas and properties and help people build the land and build fences and whatever else. So yeah, there's a lot of help out in Oz, but people have to reach out. So yes, you're right, people. As far as what we need here in Oz is a lot of caring, a lot of free devotion to the people and the people on the land, because they feed us, they look after us, and we look after each other. So yeah, it's a big thing here in Oz that we do care about each other, and we have to unite and fight for causes here in Australia, and it's very important to do that, because we have freedom of speech here, and it's good, and we're not suppressed in any way. So, but we do care for people. You're right, a lot of the comments have been people about things that have been going on in the outback, and inquisitive, you know, people that don't know anything really about what goes on in Oz. So, and they've said how interesting my channel is, that I bring that, you know, little things that people don't know or they're not aware of, well, they are on my channel. So thank you for those comments. But yeah, all the organisations that are out there helping people on the land and get back together again, and as I said, building their properties and their fences and whatever else, and all the truckies taking food out to, you know, the animals that are in need and all that sort of thing. You're wonderful. You're a wonderful bunch of people, and I love Oz, because I tell you what, there's some real, well, Australia's true blue dinky dye. And that's what I am, and that's what makes me proud of Australia and to be Australian, because it's a true blue. We're true blue. We're bloody true blue. So there you go. So, but as I said, with the COVID testing sites are back open. They open on the 1st of January. Yay! But your referrals, as I said, the RSV virus or your influenza virus, you have to see at the moment, Oz, okay, have to go to your doctor to get those tests. But they're 2 tests that I feel that need to be free. And they need to be free at the COVID testing sites. And I think the government will realise that in the next couple of weeks they'll introduce that. Because you know why? They won't have a choice. It'll be circulating in society. So there you go. Anyway, till next time, like, subscribe and comment. Look after yourself, everybody in Oz. Have a cuppa, have a bitch, get to know each other, as I said, with your neighbourhoods. Don't have to be in each other's, pockets, but it's good to know your neighbours, good to know what's going on, so you can form reliance in your street, be able to protect the street, protect people in it, and that sort of thing, and that's a good thing, because neighbourhood watch, it doesn't happen anymore. You see the signs and they're deteriorating. You think, oh God, how old's that sign? Yeah, years old. Nobody cares. So we've got to care as a society. Care what happens to each other. Care what happens in their community, in our neighbourhoods. That sort of thing. Anyway, till next time, see y'all from Planet Australia. Take care, everybody. Bye ya.